intro! So why, whenever I meet somebody new, they need to know if I've ever seen the show Swamp People? And then when I say yeah, they want to know if I hunt gators too. I mean, I do, but I don't know how that helps us develop a relationship. Y'all remember whenever that show Swamp People premiered? Boy, I do. Like, that was South Louisiana's moon landing. You know, one small step for the Cajun, one giant leap for the phrase shoot 'em. You know, I went to my mom and dad's house to watch the premiere, you know, so we gather around the TV at the kitchen table, you know, watch it come on, and they start talking, and whenever they start talking, like, those subtitles pop up, you know. My mom's like, "Maybe what them subtitles is for?" And I guess that's so you can understand what they saying. About that time, my daddy turns and he's like, "Ted, dude, the subtitles is for the deaf." You know, like, I live in Huntsville now, but where I'm originally from, you know, like, I'm originally from South Louisiana, like way South Louisiana, like down the bayou South Louisiana, you know. Just to give you an idea, my house was 2 feet above sea level because it was on 2 feet of bricks. You know, and that's no lie. Like, my property was at sea level, you know. And, like, growing up down there, like, things weren't always easy, you know. It's hard life, you know, mainly because, like, I had to grow up mixed. 50% Cajun, 50% ginger. I'm a genetic mutation that's not supposed to exist. You know, I'm a swamp thing, but I'm always wearing fall colors. Doctor's first words were red-headed Boudreaux, you know, which prompted the genetic test. You know, results came back, kill it. But they didn't. They kept me, you know. And, like, I got to think about all those times, you know, growing up, how it had to be for my daddy, you know. You know, "So, Pete, which one's yours?" And it's like, "Oh, you see that dark-eyed, dark-haired, olive-skinned young man speaking perfect Cajun French? Mine's the translucent redhead with no eyebrows next to him." When he's in the sunlight, you can see his blood pumping. FDA uses them to test sunscreens. None of them work. You know, it wasn't all bad. My mom and dad, they did try to teach me some things, you know. Like, they tried to teach me how hot cayenne pepper was. You know, just how hot cayenne pepper was. And as a little Cajun boy, you get a little bit of an idea. You know, because you're sitting there, and, man, you just popping those crawfish tails in your mouth, and you start to feel that little bit of a burn around your lips, and then your nose starts to run, and your eyes start to water, and you're like, boy, cayenne pepper is hot. But then you get a real idea when you go to the potty, and you're not that good at washing your hands, and the next thing you know, your pee hole is on fire. You're 10 years old, you're trying to figure out where you got syphilis. Bit of advice: if you're a cop, you want to subdue a perpetrator, put cayenne in his pee hole. T-boy ain't going nowhere. You know, time moves on, you know, and the lessons don't end there. You know, you find yourself with a young lady, and, like, she'll let you do things that other young ladies won't let you do. And she's like, "We got to stop." And it's like, why we got to stop? We can't stop. And she's like, I'm pretty sure there's horseradish in my taco. And it's like, no, I'm just not that good at washing my hands. Anybody else remember their birthright, know what their birthright was? You know, like some people's birthright, you know, like, man, they're born into being a mason, you know. And then some people, their birthright is born into being a scholar, you know. Like my birthright, I was born into being a hurricane prepper. You know, being a hurricane prepper really ain't that hard. You actually don't start prepping until they declare a state of emergency. You know, give you a little lesson on hurricane prepping. You ever find yourself down the bay in a hurricane? What you want to do is you want to take all of your possessions and you want to put them on the floor. Everything. Clothes on the floor. Pictures on the floor. TV on the floor. You only got one TV? No problem. Take a picture of that TV in the living room, move it to the bedroom. Take a picture in the bedroom, move it to the kitchen. Take a picture. Through the magic of pictures, you now have 13 TVs. You know, storm come, that insurance adjuster comes out. So, Mr. Boudreaux, why are all your possessions on the floor? And it's like, bro, I thought you was insurance. I didn't realize you were an interior decorator. And he's like, well, I see the one TV. Where's the rest? And it's like, look here, Couillon. There was a storm. That storm brought a flood. I nearly drowned trying to save that one. He cut you that midsummer hurricane bonus insurance check. Turn to your kids. You're like, kids, wash your clothes. We're going to need those for the next hurricane. Take this check to the bank. Y'all like reality TV shows? I'm not really too much of a fan, especially like the tattoo reality shows. Because I used to, like in Louisiana, I used to run a tattoo shop. And so whenever you watch these reality shows, they always seem really scripted, you know. And one day I was watching TV and I come across this one and I was like, man, I paused for a second. I was like, man, maybe this one isn't scripted. Y'all ever heard of Black Ink Crew? It's like, man, maybe this one isn't scripted, because like it was Black Ink Crew Compton, you know, so tattoo and gangster, you know. And I was like, man, this speaks to me, because in Louisiana, my shop really wasn't in the best area of town, you know. So I tattooed a lot of gangsters because they have disposable income. You know, and it's true. Like, I was in a gangster area. I used to leave a whole list of people that were possible people that have robbed and killed me underneath a dot matrix printer in my shop. Because if somebody's going to rob and kill you, the last thing they're going to do is touch the height of technology from 1983. They're not touching that printer, so it's staying. You know, so I'm watching this show, and I knew it was tattoo and gangster because they're talking about tattoos. And then two of the artists, they're talking, and it's like, yo, dog, I got your back. And dog is a gangster word. And then the other artist said, yo, dog, I got your back too. And then they pinky swore. That's how I knew. You know, because whenever I was in my shop, I would go to, you know, the gangster and say, hey, look, I'm going to do this work for you for X number of dollars if you agree not to rob and kill me. And he would say, yo, dog, I got you. And then we would pinky swear. Thank y'all very much for y'all time. I've been Boudreaux.